across the room slowly, seductively, as she began to slide her soft pill hands up Dexter's hard, muscular, hair-roughened chest. Dexter grabs hold of her delicate wrist and roughly shoves her away. Oh, why is it so hard? Okay. You can do this, Jill. You pulled rabbits out of hats before, and I know you can do it again.
You can't do that.
What?
You can't have Miss Harrington meet Mr. Hamilton in the barn when you've had him in the house in the previous scene only a moment earlier.
You lost.
The house is quite large, is it not?
Yes, it's an 18th century British mansion.
And the previous scene takes place in his study, does it not?
Yes.
And his study is connected to his sleeping quarters, correct? Which presumably would be on either the second or third floors of the house. How then would it be possible for him to rid himself of the troublemaking female servant in enough time for him to make it to the barn before Miss Harrington, please?
Oh, right, darn, I forgot about that.
If I might make a suggestion, it would be far better for him to encounter her in the hallway.
Right, because then the argument can take place in the hallway, and I don't have to have that ballroom scene, and that's always a sticky scene.
No, you have to include the ballroom scene.
Why?
You're forgetting about the marriage proposal. He obviously wouldn't propose to her immediately after she catches him in the arms of another woman.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
That's it! I can't take it anymore!
Who are you?
Who am I? You know who I am, my dear. You created me. Don't you even recognize the characters in your novel?
But how?
Miss Harrington, what are you doing here?
I've had enough. I'm going to tell her.
Tell me what?
What's everyone doing here? I went to the ballroom for the proposal scene and there was no one there.
You were supposed to remind him to be here.
Be here? For what? Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I forgot. I thought it was time for the proposal scene and I didn't want to be late.
Is that the ring?
Yeah? Yes, my love. This is the symbol of my vow to you.
Let me see. It's empty. Some symbol.
Yeah? Well, she hasn't described it yet.
Figures no attention to detail, that one. Which reminds me.
Tamara, my love.
Forget it. I'm not marrying you.
What?
I'm not marrying you. You were just kissing the chambermaid in your study.
But you have to marry me. Doesn't she?
Yes. Well, I'm not. I'll go out to London. There was a man there who asked for my hand.
Hunter Parker.
Yes.
Who is this Hunter Parkinson?
A delightful gentleman.
Delightful man, he's rude, arrogant, boorish, boring.
And you want to marry this man?
He isn't that
Oh,
bad.
he's that bad, trust me, I know. I wrote him.
Which reminds me. Tell me something. What is it that you did before you became a writer?
I was an actuary.
We've been talking, a bunch of us.
You have.
Yes, and we've come to the conclusion that perhaps it would be wise of you to resume your former occupation and just sort of forget this whole writing thing.
What do you mean?
I believe she's telling you that you perhaps lack the creative vision to create an aesthetically, to carry out the delicate task of creating an aesthetically pleasing.
You suck.
Oh, this can't be happening. You can't have a conference to discuss my talent. The character's in my novel.
Exactly. You would know better than we do how talentless you really are.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I have come to claim my bride.
You have no bride here, sir. Miss Harrington will marry me.
Oh, Hunter, you've come to rescue me from the cold, sharp, horrid clouds of marriage to a faithless, disloyal, two-timing cat of a man. Stop it! Stop! What? It was going so well. Because the only option you've given me is to choose between two stark stereotypes. One who will cheat on me, and one who is so in love with himself it wouldn't occur to him to be unfaithful.
Dexter's faithful. Eventually. Look. You marry him. You catch him flirting. You leave him, and he travels all the way to America to get you back, and you live happily ever after.
Too much work. He's not worth the trouble.
Besides,
I don't want to go to America. I haven't even paved the roads yet. Besides, he may be incredibly boring. At least he's not going to cheat on me. Plus, he's rich. Maybe I'll take a lover.
why? Kanji's okay looking.
Have you ever had a conversation with him?
No.
Hunter! Hunter! Quit strutting about and talk to the woman. What's wrong?
I'm not certain what to say.
For goodness sakes! Am I the only sane one around here?
I pledge my oath to you, fair country maid, that we will make the long journey to the city together, where we will live out our joyful lives in the sacred bonds of wedded bliss until the last drop of life is drained from us. Not unlike the mewling of a newborn kitten, caught under a carriage wheel on a cobblestone street. December.
That was all him, and you're not supposed to marry him anyway.
Terribly sorry.
No, it's okay. That's kind of how I imagine you anyway. I wouldn't have written quite like that.
That's exactly the kind of thing you would write. That's what I'm talking about. I'll show you an example. Oh. Here it is. I would never marry you, Hunter. You are the rudest, most boring, most irritating buffoon I've ever met. I would rather swim the deepest, most shark-infested ocean, be tied down to tracks in front of a speeding train, be stretched on a rock while red ants crawl all over my body, than spend one more moment sharing oxygen with the likes of you!
What? What's the point?
You probably could have made that particular point in fewer than 1,000 words.
It does seem a trifle excessive. And there is that line in the barn scene. Thank you. Ah, here it is. When I look into your eyes, the whole world drops quickly and quietly away, and the only thing I can hear is the joyful thumpity thump, thump of our hearts beating in unison. I mean, come on.
It's the first round. It's not even finished yet.
Yes, it is. This thing was finished before it began.
Tomorrow.
Forget it. I'm not marrying you, Dexter Harrington.
Hamilton.
What?
Dexter's last name was Hamilton. Harrington is your last name.
Bloody confusing.
No, working on the names. I forgot to change them.
Tamara, my love, I must have an answer. Will you marry me?
Oh.
Well, I suppose you can think about it a while longer.
Sir, I must demand that you unhand my fiancée at once.
Oh. Do you challenge me, Parkinson? Very well. Use your weapon.
Pistols at door.
Stop! Don't you see what you're doing? These are pointless, one-dimensional, boring characters.
Yeah! Hey!
Jesus, I'm standing up for 7 pages, not doing or saying anything.
It's not my place, madam.
Stop justifying her bad writing, Jeeves. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt your
together, we will make the long journey to the city together.
Knock it off! Okay.
But
Okay.
Guess you guys can leave too.
My darling.
Oh, stop it.
Very well. I have lost this battle, but I will persevere. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even the next day. Next Tuesday, perhaps.
No, sir, not next Tuesday. You have your polo lesson then.
Wednesday?
The trip to your mother's country home, sir.
I could move that to Friday.
I wouldn't. You know how she gets.
Quite right. All right then. What about Thursday? All right then. Next Thursday. Perhaps then I will prevail. Because the path of true love does not run smooth. And I will find my true love. Like the lark singing. Jeez, my loyal servant. Why did he do that?
I'm sorry, sir. I just simply couldn't take it any longer.
Oh, well, good man.
That's not going to stain, is it?
Oh no, miss. Imaginary blood doesn't stain.
Well, I'm going to make some macaroni and cheese. Do you want it?
No, I really must be getting back to the mansion. Do you mind?
Huh? Oh, sure. No problem. Maybe romance wasn't the way to go. Maybe a mystery novel instead. It was a dark and stormy night.